Hi, my name is Jennifer Williams, and today I'm going to show you how to appeal your recent property tax appraisal. Tempers are high, rightfully so. I don't think it's appropriate to be having these double-digit appraisal changes in a time of such an inflationary environment whenever things haven't stabled out. I know that in the letter they talk about that we're still a hot market from Kansas City, Missouri, and all of that stuff. But so we're going to get beyond the emotions and the opinions, and we're going to pull up facts. And so when they do these reports, they are supposed to use comps. Now, for some reason, when you go to the Miami County, let me do a screen share here. When you go to Miami County, no longer do they have the information on here regarding the appraisal by buildings versus the home. Even on mine, for example, acreage says 0, lot size not applicable. It wasn't just last year that this information was available. Within the last couple of years. Right here you can see the real property appraised land, building, assessed land and building with the number of acres. This entire chart that I did here came from the Miami County GIS. So that's where I am here. You can just go to Google and search Miami County GIS, and when you open it, there will be a place here where you can see, let me just show you so we can walk through step by step. It's not going to do any good right now for what you're needing because it doesn't show that information there. In Miami County, residents are just going to need to call the appraiser and tell them you want to see the comps that they used in valuing your property so that you can go one step further and do what I'm getting ready to tell you to do next. And so here you just put in your address, you pull up the GIS, this gets you back to this report. So as you can see here on my taxes, mill levy aside, which gets political and they like to say, oh, we lowered the mill levy or, you know, all that nonsense. Tax dollars is what we care about, right? And so since 2017, my tax dollars have officially doubled. They went from $2,005 to $4,011, almost $4,012. And so that's dollars. That's not right. In a 5-year time period to be doubling people's taxes is ridiculous. So let's go to the meat of what we need to do. On the back, it tells you where to send your information on the appeal. Again, if you're in Johnson County, you will have gotten, you'll use the Ames map, which is you just search Johnson County Ames, put in an address, it can pull up a report so you can see all the information here like I was referring to on the other that's no longer on Miami. What they're going to do, they're going to give you information on some addresses that they used. So you take that information and use Zillow. So you're going to look them up on Zillow. That's where the Miami County says their appraisals are coming from as far as how strong that the market was on Zillow anyway. So we're going to go look and see why what they used is not applicable to what you have. And so say, for example, in this one here, on this dispute that I did last year, they had raised her property values from $300,000 to $445,000 in 1 year. If you look, as I was looking at some of the comps, I put in the address in Zillow, I saved some pictures. So here is a comp that they used that has all the updates, granite countertops, nice decks, everything looks clean and nice and updated. And here was the original property. Widow lady lived in the property for many years, has it paid off so that now that she's on one fixed income, she could afford her taxes, but the taxes just keep going up. And so what we looked at here is that we have a crack in the foundation. We have a deck that needs to be replaced. We have places in the ceiling. We have old styles, old carpet. Nothing's been updated. Here's some comps that they use. That, again, another one on their report. It shows we've got the updated bathrooms, nice carpet, nice wood floors. Unfortunately, on some of the carpet and things like that, they call that deferred maintenance, and they might try to say that that doesn't qualify. My rebuttal to that is if someone is in this home up here on the very first one wanting to buy this home for the same price they say that this home is appraised at, the countertops at that point, the value difference doesn't have to do with this homeowner having deferred maintenance, therefore the county should be making them pay for that maintenance now in the cost of their appeal. A homeowner's not going to pay, a buyer's not going to pay the same price for this home as what they are for this home. And so those are the kinds of things you need to show. And then now you have, let's say in here, we have the floor and the tile. There's some cracks here. They need updated. We've got a crack in the basement. We have this deck that needs repaired. Now you need to take that information and you need to get factual numbers put with it. Have someone come out and give you an estimate of what it takes to replace these items, repair these items, so that you can put that with your report and continue to show why this isn't valued at this. And so you can also talk about some of the details about each one that they use. This one, again, we talked about the updated flooring. Last year, I mentioned to them that I felt it was completely inappropriate for them to be raising values at a time like this until it's leveled out. In my opinion, when you sell your home and you have that capital gain on that for the income tax level, you get up to $500,000 for an exemption on that you don't have to pay a capital gains tax if you are a married couple. Sorry, I was multitasking. If you're a married couple, you get $500,000, so you can invest and not be punished. And unfortunately, the property tax system is not set up like that. So that's a discussion for our state legislatures at another time down the road so that we can get something changed there, because right now the appraiser's office is implementing the laws as written. And so that's why right now our number one line of defense is looking at the comps, showing what's different. This one had 3 bedrooms, mine has 2. This one has this, mine has this problem. Show the numbers so that you can justify why their numbers are ridiculous, let's just say that. But then in the meantime, what we need to be looking forward is how to change something at the state level, because I get so irritated because as a tax preparer, I work with seniors and they're retired and they plan on a budget. You know, our government is able to just ask for money every year. Our seniors can't go back to work again. And even people trying to raise a family like myself, you know, I mean, we've got a budget. That's what we stick to. And whenever things start going up on our food prices, I mean, I can't get out of the grocery store for less than $400 a week now. People's homes are going to start going up on their mortgage rates and things, or their mortgage payment, because they've got, now their escrows went up, insurance is going up, taxes are going up. I mean, mine went up double digits last year. They're doing double digits again this year. So, I mean, there needs to kind of be just a stay for a minute at the government level where they say, yes, I'm sure we could probably get more value on the books, but let's hold off for a minute until the market settles out, because at this point, they're only continuing to contribute to inflation. You know, and this is what I told them back here, that I believe it's difficult for the county to use these sale prices as actual long-term value, since we're currently experiencing a bizarre short-term temporary economic inflationary condition that could continue to drive us further into recession or depression like in 2008. And it's in no way indicative of a long-term actual value condition. It could be a bubble, and taxes should not be based on that, since they don't have a long-term history to prove an actual value condition, but is instead possibly a fluke. And so that's my side note to them, that, you know, hey, long-term, this isn't sustainable. We need to be looking at something different. But in the short term, get out your appeal form, fill it out, get those comps, do your comparison, put pictures with it, put estimates with it, and turn it in. And then you'll get your turn at the county either with a phone appointment or an in-person. And then even if they don't decide in your favor, or if they do give you a little break and you're still not happy with that or don't think it's correct, then you can still take it one more level to the state for that appeal so that they can look at the numbers and make sure that it's not something we're just being picked on locally. Now, one step further. So this is for the right now immediate. You have a deadline. You need to do this. Collectively, we can still all come together and say, hey, that we don't want to do this. This isn't right. We don't believe that this is fair, that we continue to raise these values right now, just trying. It's almost like our county is just trying to squeeze every dollar in value they can out of it. And when we all know historically property tax values and sale price values never line up. And like I was saying earlier with that conversation about the capital gains for income taxes, that you're able to profit on a good investment so that you aren't being punished with taxes. But property tax isn't like that. Every year we're paying an increase based off of increased value for a gain that we've never realized. And so like I was mentioning with our seniors, they pay off their homes. A spouse dies, they're living on a fixed income, and then they're being taxed on a value that they've never realized because they're still living in the home. They didn't sell it. They didn't make a profit. It's someone else's word against ours about what something's actually valued at. And so that's a separate discussion for another day, and it only muddies up the water when you're trying to go after your specific situation right now. So you work right now on your appeal, and then we work together for the long term so that we can come up with a solution that isn't punishing people for their home value increasing. One of those things, again, that I am not happy about is with our seniors. They can say, well, you qualify for the Safe Senior or the homestead exemption. Not really. Not if they keep raising these values. So say somebody bought their home for $150,000 20 years ago or more. Now they've got them appraised at over $350,000. They've never seen that profit. The cash isn't in their pocket. But the moment they're appraised over $350,000, they no longer qualify for those Safe Senior credits. And so their cash flow is the same out of their pocket. Their fixed income, maybe they make $20,000 a year on Social Security and that's it. But their taxes are creeping on $4,000, $6,000, $8,000 a year. And that's ridiculous when you've got a percentage of your income. And so, again, we've got local right now, you're individual. We've got a team effort to figure out what can we do at the state level to change the laws, but then we also need to look at I'm not happy with revenue neutral every year. I don't think we should just keep trying to keep from spending more. I think it's time at this point in time, as with as expensive as everything is, that we need to start looking deeper and figuring out where we can start spending less, what expenses can be cut, what departments aren't efficient, what programs aren't effective. So we need to start digging down into that. And whether we have our own town hall meeting, I know we should probably be doing this in Miami County with the courthouse coming up, that we can all as citizens start telling our elected representatives what we want, our ideas, instead of waiting for them to maybe put together a forum workshop like they did with the comprehensive plan and then not listen to us anyway. We can start coming together and discussing these, because even though we're angry, our representatives are also in a position where they do have these expenses that must be met. And so we have to be logical about it and work together and find out a solution that works for everyone, and so that we can have thriving communities where our citizens aren't being taxed out of their homes. So get started, get them turned in, and then we can work on Plan B and C and D and everything else. So take care. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.